Hi and welcome to SSI True Crime. I'm Hazel and I run the SSI True Crime Facebook page, which is probably where you found the link. If not, go check it out. So basically today we're going to be doing a case of a missing girl who went missing at Box Hill in Surrey in the UK. The girl's name was Ruth Wilson. She was 16 years old and she had a fairly normal life. She lived at home with her father Ian Wilson, her stepmother Karen Wilson. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I've got some notes, so if you see me glance to the side, that's just checking my notes. Karen Wilson and her little sister, who was around about 12 years old. So about 4 years older than Ruth. So, on the day Ruth went missing, which was the 27th of November, 1995, it was a normal day. Ruth got ready for school. She was wearing a red knitted jumper, black velvet trousers, black pixie boots, and a small woman's watch on her left wrist. She left for school like she normally did to go and get the bus with her little sister. But when they were at the bus stop, Ruth turned to her sister and said that she wasn't getting the bus. So her sister got on the bus and Ruth walked back home. She was at home till around 11:30 when a taxi picked her up and took her into Dorking town centre. From here, she went to a florist at around 12 o'clock. Half 12 is not 100% sure on the timing. She then went to Dorking Library where she stayed until 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock she booked another taxi that arrived and took her to Box Hill. She arrived at Box Hill around 4:30. The taxi driver has said that she got out of the taxi, she walked to a gate, but then just stood there in the rain, which seems a bit unusual. You wouldn't just stand there in the rain, and was looking around, maybe as if she was looking for something or someone. The taxi driver pulled off and Ruth was never seen again. So that's basically the very basics of what happened to Ruth on the day of her disappearance. We have a few other things. So obviously her family reported her missing. 2 days after her disappearance, her stepmother receives a bouquet of flowers. Her father describes them as expensive looking. And when the florist is contacted, she said that Ruth arrived at the florist on the day she went missing, ordered the flowers, but was adamant they had to be delivered in 2 days' time. There was also a weird dinner she had the weekend before she went missing with her ex-boyfriend, William, and her best friend. She insisted she paid for the meal and she told them it was something to remember me by, which gives the impression she knew she was going to go missing that day, or she knew she was going to go missing soon. On the 1st of December 1995, 3 letters were found at the top of Box Hill under a bush. Now the contents of these letters have never been revealed to the public, but it is believed that one was addressed to her parents, one was to a teenage boy, and one was to her best friend, and it is believed she was saying farewell in these letters. Next to the letters, paracetamol was found, as well as an empty bottle of alcohol, but it is unclear as to whether these were put here later, if they were already there when the letters were placed there, or if they belonged to Ruth. So yeah, that's really all the information there is on what happened to Ruth. But there's a few theories. So the first theory is that maybe she wanted to hurt herself. See, even the police thought that Ruth's stepmother was actually her real mother, but it had come out that Ruth's mum had died when she was 4 years old. And Ruth's father had told Ruth that her mother had fallen down the stairs and broke her neck and sadly died. This was untrue, and according to Ruth's best friend, Ruth had found this out just before her disappearance. She had found out that her mother had in fact hung herself and sadly committed suicide when Ruth was only 4 years old. Clearly this has upset Ruth. She had a lot of questions. She was upset. She was hurt that her father would lie to her. So, did she decide to kill herself? I don't believe it. I think if she had, then I think she would have been found. Her body at least. So I don't believe that was her plan that day. Which leads me on to the next theory. That she was meeting somebody that day. That's why when she got out of the taxi, she was looking around. Somebody was meant to be meeting her that day. Possibly they hurt her. Maybe they just helped her run away. Maybe we'll never know. There is also a theory that she just ran away. She just went to Box Hill that day. Maybe got another taxi. Maybe a friend gave her a lift somewhere. And she just ran away, changed her identity. I don't know. That's a possibility. Maybe she just didn't trust her family anymore. I don't believe that would be the reason. I don't really know. Everyone said she seemed quite happy. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Which leads me on to sightings. So, a couple of Ruth's friends had claimed to see her around Dorking town, but they never spoke to her. None of the sightings were ever confirmed. Was it her? Was it somebody that looked similar? On the anniversary of her disappearance, Ruth was suspected to be seen in a newsagent. A young girl walked in resembling Ruth and asked the newsagent for a copy of the local newspaper. The newsagent replied, explaining that they'd all sold out. There wasn't a single copy in the shop. The girl got extremely distressed, seeming it was just a newspaper. She was upset. She was like crying. And then she left. Fearing that this might have been Ruth and that he had let her go, the newsagent contacted the police and reported the sighting. They collected the CCTV and they showed it to the parents. The parents confirmed that they believe this was Ruth. But where had she been for a year? Where did she go after the newsagents? Why did she want the local paper? Was she looking to see if her picture was in it? If people were still looking for her? Did she just want to see if somebody cared? I don't know. And that's all the sightings we have. So here I'm going to include some photos of Ruth and the CCTV footage. Obviously it's just an image, we don't have the actual video. If you know anything, if you know what happened that day or you saw her that day, please contact Surrey Police. Also, if you believe you know where she is now, also contact Surrey Police. Even if it's a dead end, at the moment there is no leads and we just want to bring Ruth home to her family. So if you know anything, she might be living under a different name. So if you think you know somebody who would be around 40 years old now. Obviously it was a long time ago she went missing and she was 16 at the time. So she's going to be a lot older now. But if you know somebody that maybe looks like her but an older version, please contact Surrey Police. And that's the end of today's case. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.